Greetings. I am the cheesily named Darth Shawn, and I am here to talk all things from a galaxy far, far away. It really is a great time to be a Star Wars fan. We have so much material coming out, from the TV shows to the movies to the novels. It's just such a huge universe that is now one cohesive canon, and it's really quite awesome. Today, however, I thought I would spend a little bit of time talking about the comics. Marvel has run several new series of comics that have come out, and they're really, for the most part, quite good. So let's go ahead and talk a bit about them. The first comic I'm going to talk about is Kanan, the Last Padawan, and this so far is my favorite of the new series. Kanan has quickly become one of my favorite characters in the universe through the New Dawn novel, through Star Wars Rebels, and also the comic series. He's very complex and very different than most of the Jedis we have seen. Seeing as Order 66 has eliminated all of his, brethren, he's on the run. He's a scoundrel. He's having to learn how to not be this rigorous Jedi. And it's really quite deep and enjoyable to watch through the shows, the TV, and now especially through this comic. Him grow up. And we see how he becomes this character that is in the Rebels, this character that is willing to, become a master in the television show, and where he was as a kid. So they're through issue 4 at this point. 5 is coming out in the next, I believe it's the 12th of August is when 5 comes out. So if you're going to only pick up one of the Star Wars comics, go ahead and do Kanan. It's different. You don't have to have a tremendous amount of knowledge. You can jump right in, and it's really, really quite good. So that's my favorite of the comic book series. The newest issue that came out this week for the just Star Wars comic is probably the best comic that we've gotten to this point. We get Luke reading a diary from old Ben Kenobi of his time on Tatooine, and that is something that we have not gotten. We've not gotten to see what Kenobi was like after Episode 3. And he's hurting, doesn't know how to go forward, doesn't know his life means at this point. He lost everything. He lost his friends. He lost his family. He lost his brother and Anakin in that fight in Episode 3. And so he's stuck on Tatooine, this drought-ridden planet, and we get a little bit of a glimpse into his life. And that's really, really cool, as there are rumors swirling around that maybe there's going to be an anthology film on Ben Kenobi and his life on Tatooine in between 3 and 4, and believe me, I'm now completely on board with that after this. If they just base it off of this issue and go ahead and go get Ewan McGregor and sign him back up, take my money now, because I'll go watch that. The Star Wars comic as a whole kind of is hit and miss. It's good for the most part, but it really, really has taken off in the last couple of issues. So the Darth Vader comic as a whole is really good. It's one of those that I found has moments that are a little boring. It can get a little tedious. Vader is hunting down the rebels who blew up the Death Star, and so there's a lot of interactions with gangsters and bounty hunters, and so sometimes those don't all hit. But when it does hit, it has some just fantastic moments that are just jaw-dropping. There's a moment in issue 6 where he finds out who blew up the Death Star. He finds out that it's his son, who is not dead like he thought. And it is just so perfectly encapsulated in that comic, in that panel. It's just perfectly done. And so if you are going to check out Darth Vader, I definitely recommend it. I'd say definitely the last couple of issues are where it has taken off a little more, but it's good. I have a feeling that once we get a little bit further in the run of Lando, it'll be my favorite. I can't put it above Kanan yet because we've only had one issue, but this is a whole lot of fun. I mean, it nails exactly who Lando is. From the very first panel when he's, in bed with this Imperial woman and he's tricking her to get these objects, and he's smooth, he's suave, and he's just so cool. Go read Lando. I mean, anything I say can't quite do it justice. Just go read it. Sadly, there is a dud in this new run of Marvel Comics, and it's unfortunate because it's one of my favorite characters and the best female character that we've had in the universe. And but Princess Leia is just not good. It's a weird story that I don't know why they really wanted to tell. It's Leia just doesn't really fit. It's just not very good. I like the idea. I like the thought process of trying to make a little more of an emotional Leia, because one thing we don't see in episode 4 and 5, and even 6, is she just lost everything. You know, to steal these plans, her home planet was destroyed, her family was killed, her friends were probably killed. You know, there's a lot that went on in it, and they do try to show that in this comic series, but it just doesn't hit. It just really is a miss, and that's a too bad because they really had an opportunity here and they failed. So it's only 5 issues. So if you really are a huge fan of Princess Leia and really want to check it out, I mean, go for it, but it's the one I say skip. Skip Princess Leia, and you'll won't really be missing any. So that's my review of the Marvel Star Wars New Canon comics. What did you think? Did you like Kanan as much as I did? Did you hate Princess Leia as much as I did? Let me know. I'd love to hear from all of you. And so, until next time, may the Force be with you. Always.